Okay, so I asked Guy to order a 180 this week, and as you can see, as it normally happens, he ordered 8 of them. So I've got 880-gallon tanks to start the week, and that's how this video starts. Hi, I'm Chuck Mayer, this is Fishy Business, and these are my 180-gallon tanks. I only have 8 of them, so while I have 8 of them and have to get rid of them very fast, if you will come take some of them off my hands, you can have anyone with an overflow for $749, or you can have one without a overflow for $700. That's how we're gonna start this week. Okay, so all kidding aside, let's get down to business. Things that came in this week that might be of interest. Scott's been unpacking these since actually last weekend, but tons of coral decorations came in. I know a lot of you have reef tanks, but even in a freshwater tank, some of these look great. Most of them are resin, so they would be safe in fresh or salt, depending on how you would want to decorate your aquarium. But they're really beautiful, they're really nice looking, and we got them. Let's go look at some fish. Okay, a lot happened this week and a lot came in this week, both yesterday and today. The number one thing that came in today actually came in this morning, and we had a gentleman who was moving who had to tear down his discus tank. And it's always great when this happens, because anytime that we are able to buy fish that have been raised in captivity for years and years, you're always going to get a fish that's adapted a little bit better, that's a little bit thicker, that's a little bit more beautiful in most cases, especially if the person was like the person that kept these fish and kept them really, really nice. So if you will turn in this direction, you will see an incredible collection of very large discus that we have at not large discus prices, because we've got to find a home for them. We've got a few too many for this tank, but we have discus that are well worth the drive to come see us. They're incredibly beautiful, lots of different colors, and as you can see, they haven't even colored down since they've been in here. So they're breathing good, they look fantastic. You're definitely going to want to come check out these discus this week. Also this week we got in some fantastic African cycnids. A lot of different colors. The electric blue Johanni, which I love just because of that electric blue against the black. Colored up peacocks came in really nice. We've got, I guess, all of these tanks filled with new Africans. We were running a little low for a little while. We have lots of different colors represented. So if you're starting an African tank or you need to add to what you already have, this would be a good week to do that. I got in polar blue convicts. Now I know Kevin has had these before, but I haven't personally seen them. Very, very beautiful, almost a grayish blue color on the body with these black stripes, all of which look different from fish to fish. So it gives them all each a very different looking, I don't know, facade, if you will, which I think would make having multiples really cool. They're a shorter bodied cichlid, but they're kind of a nice change from the normal convicts everybody seems to have. I got in this ornate Pullip Turist, which is right here. Gorgeous fish. I love it so much because it has an almost alligator-like skin pattern on an elongated dinosaur-looking fish. It's really cool. It has a huge wow factor. You just got to come see it. I also got a Pullip Turist senegalis, which is a little bit less elaborate, but another really cool Pullip Turist that has a nice smooth body, but you can still see the scales. The back fins look like little daggers coming off of it. Another really cool fish. But a fish that's in the tank with it that is one of my favorites and would be really cool in the Ascent tank that we looked at a week or two ago are these butterfly fish. They're a surface fish. They kind of hover the upper layer of the water, kind of like an arowana. They don't get near as big. They can be adapted in a lot of different types of tanks, but they have a beautiful pattern from the top looking down and from the side looking long ways. A very, very beautiful fish, something different, something that's really, really cool to add to your tank. They can go in a community tank as long as the fish are bigger than their mouth. You need a good communal bottom feeder. You'd be hard pressed to find something cooler than the Dojo Loach. Dojo Loaches are kind of an elongated loach that kind of hop along the bottom in an eel-like fashion, constantly foraging for any leftover food or any detritus, anything that's building up in the bottom of your tank. People love them because they're a non-stop, continually eating fish. Really cool, and they go in they're very adaptable in a lot of situations. Right beside them, we've moved the glowfish where you can see them now. If you need a colorful freshwater fish, you would be hard-pressed to find something that's not, or that is more colorful than a glowfish. A really cool species of African peacock came in this week. The Lawanda Peacock, which is right in the back right here. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful fish, beautiful, with this burnt orange, I mean, just gorgeous on a blue fish. What I am super excited about is that platinum angels are back in stock. Again, like I said, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when we got them, we hadn't had them in a long time. We got them in this week again, today as a matter of fact. They're doing fantastic. They're a little bit bigger than the ones that we had before, but wow, what a showy freshwater angelfish. Last but not least, rounding off freshwater highlights for this week is the black German ram. We've had blue rams, we've had electric blue rams, we've had gold rams, we've had the regular rams, but it's been a very, very long time, if ever, that I've seen the black rams. I'm sure we've had them, but it hasn't been brought to my attention. These are really, really cool. So if you love the little ram Wrasses, this is a great ram for you. It's time for saltwater now. So I want to draw your attention to the Borneo Cardinalfish. The ones Gracie got in this week are really, really beautiful. They've got some good size to them. The color against these blood shrimp really, really makes it a standout fish. It's actually a good combination. I haven't seen them in such close proximity to the blood shrimp before, or the fire shrimp, but they really offset each other very, very well. So really nice Borneo Cardinals. I also got in some Scissortail Kobe's this week. As I said in the last video and probably before that, this is a great fish to school in a large marine tank. I'd say if you have a tank that's a 125 long or above, where they've got a little bit of running room, the Scissortail Kobe's they're beautiful. If you put 2 in a tank or you put 10 in a tank, they hang with each other. They're really easy to get to feed. They come in very relaxed and unstressed. And while again, they may not look like a lot in an individual fish, when you put a group of them together, wow, they really make a scene in a tank and make it pop, especially because any fish that schools consistently and moves in any direction in a tank will really hold your eye, no matter how pretty other fish are in there. The lime green chorus Wrasses, really, really beautiful Wrasses. I love the color green that they have. Great little reef fish, great in just in general invertebrate tank, but adds a pop of lime green. I don't think that there's another fish that we stock on a regular basis that has. While these can be a little dangerous to have in a tank only because they have the ability to eat fish, these electric orange tube anemones are fantastic for a wow factor. If you've got a little bit of room, your fish know not to swim too close to them. But these tube anemones really add a super, super pop. They don't walk around quite as much as, let's say, every other anemone species. They typically will get on the bottom, they'll get in the sand and bury their foot kind of deep in there or deep in a crevice in the rock. So in that respect, if they're more likely to pick a place and just kind of light in a tank. And as you can see, I mean, what color, and the elongated tendrils will really make for something really cool to watch in a tank. Last week I targeted the area.We mimic tangs. We sold all of them. But we did get in one more this week. This is a fantastic looking fish. It isn't a Cantharus type tang, even though it looks like it's a Tinaketus species. Every one that we've gotten in has stayed out. They haven't been scared. I think they're prettier than even an area.We angelfish, which they are the mimic of. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I've got one this week that came around, and sometimes when these types of fish come around and we can get 2 or 3 of them, we don't see them for another few months. So I know the tanks that they went in last week, this would be a great fish for you. Beautiful blonde Naso tang came in this week. We get them every week and they're a quick fish to sell out for a very good reason. They stay out, they're very prominent in a tank, they look different than most other tangs, but they're very adaptable with most other tangs. I don't know of a single situation in service or in a regular fish tank that I've sold one where there's been aggression or tangs that fight with the Naso, because it's more of a larger bodied open water type fish. So blonde Naso, can't beat it. We also got a Majestic Fox Face, which you're not seeing a picture of right now because it's still stressed, but I want you to know that we got it because we finally got Fox Faces back in stock where we haven't had them for a very long time. I got in a powder blue. And while this is a beautiful, beautiful fish, and it is eating right now, seaweed, it is not a fish for the beginner. It is a fish, once you've got a reasonably good idea of how to keep saltwater fish and how they interact, this can be a great fish. Right next to it is one of my favorite fish, though it is a little hard to keep as well, is the Acanthurus lineatus, the clown tang. It's a beautiful, beautiful fish. This one has got great weight. I always show them when they come in super healthy looking. This one came in yesterday, but it's swimming around. It's not spooked in the slightest, and I got a good feeling about that one. Also got in some damsels that I haven't seen before, or in a very long time anyway. These blue striped damsels, really, really pretty fish. And as always, I like to draw attention to it, but we're not throwing a ton of names up there. Gracie's got little versions of every fish we have in here, I think. We've got 3 or 4 sailfin tangs, a baby Naso tang, which I just showed you, a little rectangulatus triggerfish, a small emperor angel is in here, a yellow chorus is in here, Pelowensis butterfly is in here, copper band butterfly is in here. There's a lot of really cool fish on a small scale, and if you've ever talked to me, you know that I'm a big proponent of buying fish small and letting them grow, both for adaptability and for aggressive or communal ability. And yeah, those are my saltwater picks for this week. I mentioned this last week, but I couldn't have anticipated that Guy was going to hold it over. So held over through this Sunday, we've got $10 coral frag racks. And listen guys, there are Xenia pieces I was selling for $50 and $60 a month or two ago that are on this rack. $10. This whole rack in this tank, with the exception of the euphyllias, is on sale for 10 bucks a head. You cannot beat it if you want some corals to fill spaces that are healthy, that would look cool. There are zoanthids, there is Xenia, there are chalices, there are acropora. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat it. There's even a green star polyp in there. So for 10 bucks, come take your pick. Okay guys, so that's a wrap for this week. I got 180s. If I didn't tell you that before, I have 180s. I have 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them, 7 of them, 8 of them. And he's probably got more on the way. I hope you have a great week. This is Chuck Mayer. Stay tuned to YouTube and our Facebook, Fishy Business SC. Check us out.